What's good, YouTube? So, as y'all know, I occasionally drop content when it comes down to Tasha K because she's the messy one out of the bunch. Um, so I'm about to play for you real quick. Hold on one second. Let me get this for y'all.
She did it out. She did it. She did it. Go blue, go. Go. And they look beautiful. Okay. Uh-huh. Oh shit. Oh, speaking of ugly. Oh. So I am very upset at Mr. Funky Dineva's funky attitude. Okay. When I'm talking about self-sabotage, when I tell you he's on along the lines of what Kaya used to do, because Kaya used to be a bad self-sabotager. Oh my God. This is the if you wanted to put self-sabotage like a face in a dictionary, it would be him. It would be him. Because I'm like, why you ain't apologized to Blue yet? Blueprint. I love when people get they when God makes their enemy their footstool. Because Funky, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna share something with y'all that I've never shared amongst the public. I know he sit up there, he talks a good game. And he's always talking about how degreed he is and how this he is and how that he is. But when I tell you this is the most insecure, emotionally unstable man I have ever met in my life. And being around him is like walking on glass. I don't know if you've ever been around a person like that their emotions are so much on their sleeve that when you're in their presence, you have to be careful that what you say it, how you look, because they're just so disturbed at their own energy that anybody else's energy on top of their energy sends them into overdrive. And that's why they would threaten to slap women for pointing out the obvious of dirty baseboards when you post a picture of your pants around your nasty, skinny, burnt ankles with shit streaks on the wall, and you want to say that.
Time out. I don't like that. What is burnt ankles? That's like what you call it? That's you know what I'm trying to say. The pot calling the kettle black. They damn near the same skin tone. No, Tasha's brown. She's just a dark brown. Funky Dineva is actually really dark. Um, but I don't like when another black person attacks another black person's skin tone as if we're not all dark skin. That was weird to me.
As shiplap, and shiplap is high gloss, and all you got to do is take a Clorox wipe, sir. All you got to do is take a Clorox wipe in your bathroom, or Mr. Rich, a maid, and you ensure that your housekeeper goes across that shiplap, in between the cracks of that shiplap, and on the corners and the edges of the baseboards. Because as women, those are the things that we look at, especially when you're trying to be one.
That man is not trying to be no goddamn woman. And ain't no woman coming over his house. I don't know about this one, Tasha. I don't know.
You can't be one and half step. You got to be. Now, I told sabotage that show. Thought he was the show. Told me personally that he was Fox Soul. Am I lying, Jasmine? She can't say the mic, but she's over there. Told me personally. He sabotaged the show for a mere $200. Fox Soul is not here because he wanted $200 extra in addition to his YouTube check. So this man was getting paid close to what? $200,000 a year? Easy? Going live 5 days a week? Plus, he should be making minimum $200,000. That's $400,000 a year for a black gay man. That's ugly. That's ugly. That's allowed to do coke whenever he wants to do it. That's allowed to go down to the bar every day and show up on air with boogers in his nose all day. And this is what y'all get. And he wanted an extra $200 and sabotage that show. Sabotage. And I told y'all. Got mad at me? Because I interviewed one of my close friends, Flamin' Rowe, whom he came for, and thought that I should show loyalty to him. But I'm like, Funky, Where do I owe you loyalty? Nobody. You don't even have a man in there that gives you loyalty, but he has one now. And so now that he's inspired and he's able to love himself because somebody is loving on him because he never had the type of energy to love on himself, now he's having an epiphany and realized that YouTube ain't paying the way that they used to pay. And here's what he's saying now. Go, Jasmine.
My
Listen to
ego
him
right now, and I'm just telling the 100% truth. I want to get the band back together. Okay? The band. I want to get me, Claudia Jordan, and Al Reynolds back together. I feel like a failure in the sense that I watched too many episodes of Unsung and saw how ego caused groups that could have gone far to fall.
All right, guys. Well, he goes on to say that he basically wants him, Al, and Claudia to get back together and do Foxo or TGIF again. I'm not sure why he decided to say that now. Wasn't that like last year or something? And so I actually was watching the live that night, and everybody was just like, "Is my glasses crooked?" Everybody was just like, "Oh, Funky is high. He just high. He just on them edibles. He high. He just talking his smack. He ain't you know." Um. So here's the thing. He is correct. He definitely was on his high horse at that time. However, Al and Claudia made the work environment unhealthy. All three of them, in their own egotistical way, made the environment for working there unhealthy. All three of them. Now, if you want to say who was the biggest one, it was probably Funky. Because he got fired on Sister Circle as well. But I don't think it was because of his attitude. He said it was because he was late or whatever. But as far as TGIF, I don't think it's a bad idea. However, I would also add that Armand deserves to be in that number because here's the thing. When they threw Armand into that whole situation, he had some really big shoes to fill. And it's not fair to not give him his credit of doing good for the small time frame that he was there because he was doing good for what he was given. I don't know if Funky and Armand has I don't think they have a beef, but it seems as if he's excluding him, and I don't think he should do that. It really should just be all four of them. Let me see if I can fast forward because I don't want to play the whole thing. Hold on.
because of what Carlissa said. And you want to sue me, but not Carlissa. Girl. Boy, I can't wait till I see y'all in public. Just like when I see Funky Dineva, somebody he gonna slap me, and every other time he's more feminine than me. You more feminine than me. Boy, I'm gonna burn you. I promise you, I'm gonna burn you. And not the type of burnt that they say you already burned on. I'm gonna burn you. Play with me. Moving on.
What? She's saying that Funky Dineva burning? She raising hell today. And she don't care about any type of legal repercussions because we already know how she give it up with that. I mean, she ain't give a damn about Cardi B when she sued her. What are you trying to say? And listen, when you say somebody burning, just like she just said Chlamydia Claudia, right? She never said that Claudia was burning. She just called her the name which they said she had, chlamydia. But when you say somebody burning, it's almost like you saying that the person can't get rid of it. Because let's be real here, a lot of people caught an STD at some point in their life. You don't now call the person burning after they've been treated for it. The only time you call somebody burning is when there is no treatment for it. And everything that got no treatment for it starts with an H. Okay. hepatitis, HPV, HIV, her herpes. I ain't gonna lie. That made me so mad. So not only is she saying she's calling Funky Dineva a crackhead, cokehead, she's calling him ugly. She's making fun of his skin tone. Now you insinuating that he got an STD, and then you said he had a Diddy problem, but didn't even go into details as to what you're talking about. So
what is the point of hiring a nutritionist if you actually can't afford groceries afterwards?
My nutritionist worked with me to create a meal plan that
Funky to television. And so when they went to film and they were in studio together, they were giving them like, it was kind of like their pilot episode to see how they meshed well, they filmed well. You know what I'm saying? And this is around the time when Funky was saying that he was the show and, you know, I carry that show and nobody will watch it without me. And, you know, he was trying to prove his, I don't know, like his value instead of just renegotiating whenever they moved you to television. You couldn't wait because they were slated. Like Claudia, I got to give Claudia credit. Claudia worked her ass off to get. And so for him to say, oh, I've watched too many episodes of Unsung and you get on your live and call black women like Michelle A.T. Elliott non-degreed. And it takes you watching a television show to get an epiphany on when you've made a dumb emotional decision. You're making almost $500,000 a year between YouTube and Fox Soul.
all right, Tasha K, why every single time you talk, it went from 200,000 to 400,000. Now it's almost 500,000. Girl, well, which one is it? Because you seem to know his wages more than him. She's a mess.
Under their DEI program, whole Fox Soul is DEI. And now you want to bring the bandwagon back together after you sabotaged it. Y'all would still be here if you didn't get greedy and needed more money for your dealer. We wouldn't be here.
All right, this is old team, man. Everybody know Funky got a little addiction. Maybe a big addiction. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Do I feel like personally it interferes with his work? I do. Because sometimes he be too high to do the show. Or sometimes he be so high he has to end it early. It doesn't happen often, but it has happened. And more than once. It seems as if his life revolves around going to the bar and taking edibles. Maybe going out to a luncheon with a couple of the cast members from Real Housewives of Atlanta, or Married to Medicine, because you know him and Quad is cool. I think him and Heavenly was really cool at one point too. That's what his life is. He's living like a rich bitch. I don't expect anything else. You know what I mean? What I can appreciate about Funky is he's a functioning, allegedly, addict. Okay? So let's give him that. If he is doing it, well, I mean, let the man get high. So the hell well, because it's nothing is gonna change. He ain't high, and then he ain't all laid out on the bed and forgetting times and stuff. He don't miss the shows. You know, he don't miss the shows. So, and of course, with Michelle A.T. Alien, whatever her name is, she done ran with the whole thing about him being a cokehead and he be stealing stuff. That was like, I don't know, 12 years ago, girl. We can't keep running with that narrative. I don't know what Tasha K's problem is with Funky Dineva. She's been coming for him nonstop. And like, I want to say a couple months ago, when she posted the picture of him with the wig and the makeup, you know, how he used to do back in the day, and then his baseballs on the floor, some shit like that. Like, she's always coming for him unprovoked. Like, unprovoked. Even if he is cocky, even if he does have a drug addiction. So, like, who called for her? I don't know. But I'll tell you what. She does this whenever she needs views. And it's not that she's not getting views. She's trying to hit them high numbers. She's trying to hit them Cardi B numbers. She's trying to, at least. And the only, besides Funky Dineva, when she talks about T.S. Madison, when she talks about T.S. and she comes for T.S. Madison unprovoked as well. I don't know what it is. I don't want to say her disdain for the LGBTQ, because she does have, other content creators that are gay that she's cool with. But she just specifically does target Funky Dineva and T.S. Madison. And I don't know if it's because she knows that they will respond. Because they're going to respond. That's what they're going to respond. But to be fair, Funky didn't respond for a long time. Like, he won't respond to every little thing that someone says about him. It takes some time. Now, he even said on his show that he messaged her and asked her to please stop. He said that it said that she read it, and she never responded. She never said okay. She never said fair enough, whatever. She didn't say nothing. And then she continued to poke the bear until he responded. And he went off on her, but honestly, he could have really gone in. He could have had her in there crying the way T.S. Madison had her in there crying, because she said that, you know what she said. She was over here making, videos and lives, 15-minute clips, talking about her childhood. I mean, that whole thing was messy. I kept up with the whole thing. But I feel like, why bother him when you know he ain't going to really do much back? You know what I'm saying? Like, Tasha K is a bully. I mean, I love her, don't get me wrong, but she definitely she's a bully. And she knows who to go for. And so, this will happen. Whenever them numbers at TashaKLive.com ain't what it need to be, whenever her YouTube streaming numbers is not what she's used to, she gonna bully somebody. And see, the thing is, that stuff don't work with Omar Wiggins no more. Cause, Omar Wiggins, Onika raised him, honey, because he don't respond to everybody. Like, he peed, but he don't respond because it's not worth it to him. So you really can't really get his underwears in a bunch. But it's going to work with T.S. Madison and Funky Dineva every time. They're going to say something. So I don't know what that's about. But I watched Funky's live tonight. He went live an hour earlier than usual, which was at 7. And it wasn't an hour. It was literally like 45 minutes because he had to go out and do something. I think something with the podcast, something like that. But he did not address this. And it's not because I don't think he don't know about it. I just think that he's not addressing it because he's already asked her once before to please stop, and she'll continue to go. And the only way to shut down Tasha K is to not respond, because she looks for the shock value. If you give her what she's looking for, she wins. So maybe he's learning. Maybe he is learning. But I do not like the fact that she calls him ugly. I don't like the fact that she calls him dark skinned, because she didn't like it when T.S. Madison called her dark and ugly. Oh, because she definitely did. And I was one of the ones talking about some old T.S. Madison. You shouldn't do that. The girl, that's not nice. Let's not do skin tones here. And here it is. Well, you're not even conventionally a beautiful black woman. You are a beautiful black. She's a beautiful black woman. I said conventionally. According to our American standards, she would not be classified as a beautiful black woman. So how dare you call Funky Dineva ugly, black, and ashy? I don't see why do you do that? Attack the drug addiction. Attack his living situation. Don't attack the things that he can't change about himself. Because, girl, that's what ugly people do. Ugly people will find people that they think are less attractive than them and then bully them. That's what it's given. I don't like stuff like that. I don't like stuff like that. Because you ain't never going to hear somebody say, oh, you ugly little light skin, you little yellow girl. I mean, you know, they can be ugly too. But very rarely will you hear that as far as skin tone. So leave that man alone as far as his skin, because I ain't got nothing to do with nothing. If you don't like him, if it's a personal thing, then keep it to that. Ooh, so what y'all think? Y'all think Funky's not even going to respond? Is it going to be a Tasha K versus funky all summer, this back and forth with them, giving us some tea and some content to look forward to in the future, or do you think it's going to die down? What y'all think? Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe.